University Improv.
Hello, and we are back for the third episode of the UIP, the University Improv Podcast. Get it?
Yeah!
It's a podcast.
It is indeed, and it's hosted by your two previous podcast hosts, myself, Sarah, and...
Yo boy, Ethan, what's up? On the FIFA flow, the notorious goer, the notorious go, so let's go. Come on, get yourself in a seat. They gon' bring the yellow tape when we gon' make a scene. Let's go.
There we go. Joining us, we have some members of UIG here today, so I'm going to let them briefly introduce themselves. So they'll each say their names and then talk about how long they've been in UIG. So go ahead here.
Hi, I'm Anna, and I've been in UIG for about 2 years now, and I did improv in high school, so I think I've been doing it for a total of 6 years? 5 years. 5 years.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm Jackson. I've been doing UIG for 2 months now.
Yeah.
My name's Amanda. I improvised with Anna in high school, and this is my first year in UIG. Cool. Excellent stuff. So, this year so far as UIG, we've hosted a number of shows as well as a festival, and among those and the many workshops and such we've had, what has been maybe your favorite moment so far, or favorite experience?
I think my favorite experience was the festival because like getting to see improv from so many different teams who come from a lot of different backgrounds, you get to see unique things that you don't always see when you're working with the same people all the time.
Yeah, I think with the festival as well is that when even within UIG, you get to see like the most variety within UIG, because you just get so much freedom to play, and then like you kind of get to pick the group, and then you're like, oh, this is what we want to do for 20 minutes, and like no one's gonna stop us for 20 minutes other than the host.
That's so true. There was definitely a lot of like adventurous.
Other than the host.
That's true. Other than the host, but there was definitely a lot of like really exciting formats this year, which was great. I remember Regina, I believe it was either Regina or Saskatchewan. They did an interesting. It was like a video game, choose your own adventure.
Oh yeah,
video
that was
game.
Regina.
And that was like quite interesting. I've never seen anything like that done before. So.
One of my favorite sets was actually Anna's troupe. They were in a troupe called BuzzFeed Presents, and they are, well, Anna, if you want to talk more about
Oh
it,
my god, I
that'd be
would
great. It's your
love
idea.
to.
It's so great.
So essentially BuzzFeed Presents came through, and what we did was we ended up asking the audience for a word, and we would search it up on BuzzFeed, and we would have the BuzzFeed page on the projector for everyone to see, and whichever article we thought was the funniest, we would just do scenes based off of it.
Do you remember any like specific ones that you
I
guys
Was
did?
there like ham fingers at
Yeah,
one
there was
point?
ham fingers at one point. That was a troupe that I did with just 2 other members of UAG who are also kind of on the newer end, Graham and Adair.
Love them.
Love them both so much, and Graham was an absolute fire because we were doing the ham nail
Ham
polish
nail
or something, and he's like, yeah, I love your other ideas when you put like ham on shoelaces and you called it hamstring.
Ooh,
That was like
that was
iconic.
amazing.
So
Good stuff.
That was a lot. In the best way.
Yeah.
So Amanda, I know that you volunteered during the festival.
I did.
Do you have any funny stories from the concession? Any
a little bit. Sorry, gonna expose our president here, Stephen Rates.
Hey.
First night of the
Cue
festival.
the air horns.
It was intermission, so I had locked the cash box and I had the key in my pocket. And I guess Stephen was a little anxious, so he wanted to have the key. So he asked me for the key, and then a few minutes before intermission, proceeded to run away. So that during intermission, we had no access to the cash box, and we were all trying to call him because he literally ran off with the key. So,
Jinkies.
Wow, sounds stressful.
Jackson,
Hi.
you've been with the UIG for 2 months.
2 good months,
But
yeah.
you said you're improvising for 5 years?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of high school improv, nail, CIG, and it's great seeing everyone again. Yeah.
Oh. So, then you're no stranger to the idea of a one-word story.
Oh no, not at all. Yeah.
Well, we are an improv group, So I thought it was appropriate to try our hand at a one-word story. So, off the suggestion of, locked. Locked, because of the cash box.
Oh, there we go.
Let's tell a one-word story, and my place will be in here, because you guys can't see me, but I'm kind of standing in the back.
Okay.
So, Sarah, do you want to start us off?
Sure. That was my word. Sure.
I
Stood.
Awake.
And then.
rattles
The
Cages.
Of my.
animals
who
Dropped.
Down. Low.
to
grab.
My.
Fingers. And.
eat
Them.
Slowly.
I. Was.
terrified.
I.
Couldn't.
Feel. Anything.
My
Stomach.
Growled.
And. Yelped.
eep
I.
Laugh.
To. Eat.
Well.
Well.
All right, we'll give a little round of applause for that. I don't know how much of a short one-word story that was, but definitely a good one-word edgy poem.
5 for
Yeah,
narrative.
character study. Good.
Might have been a haiku. We'll never know. Or a haiku.
haiku
It's a hike all of ours. All right. Anyways, so we established something with the one-word story.
You all mentioned that you did improv in high school. Were you all part of CIG at some
Yeah.
point?
We
I believe
were,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda and I were-
Overlapping too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amanda and I were on the same team, but we met Jackson like multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
okay.
during Nails, which those are the monthly shows
Yeah.
that they would host at with Rapid Fire Theater, and then the big Kahuna is in February where they do a
Nose Bowl CIG. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
So is there any like big differences you found between like the style of improv that was done there versus like here
So
at UIG?
many.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
especially. Sorry, go ahead.
Just like in high school, you'd get anxious for competitions and
Oh, yeah.
performances and be like, I've got to outshine the other teams.
Oh,
Now
for
it's like we're
sure.
all working together and it's very communal.
Yeah,
I
it's
definitely
way
Yeah.
more stressful.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even like CIG, especially compared to even the rest of high school improv, is extremely formulaic. It's like now you're doing your story event,
Yeah.
now you're doing your character
Yeah,
event.
they look for very, very specific things.
Yeah.
Like they have
Yeah.
a very specific rubric of like what they mark you on.
So
So
it
you gotta
feels
do
good
that.
to come into university improv, and it's
You just
much
kind of
less
like
structured.
You get to do whatever you want.
Do you,
yeah.
do you feel like CIG was a really good like starting point for improv? Though?
Definitely.
Yeah. It gave us all like a really good tool set, I
Yeah.
feel.
I think one of the good things about CIG though is because like here in University Improv we get to like go so free like range and
Yeah.
we get to
Yeah.
just like play around and be like the kids we are
Yeah.
as adults. But then with like the CIGs they have like for example like the life event, which is like you're supposed to do a very sincere and honest scene for
Yeah.
4 minutes. And so it really gets you practicing like maybe like acting skills or gets you like thinking like on different ways about things or just like maybe being more genuine about subjects.
CIG turns into a national tournament.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get to go to Ottawa.
I
You
got to
to
go
I
to
did
Ottawa.
that too.
I
Yeah.
graduated.
Look at
So
that.
You went to Ottawa for it?
We did.
I got
Yeah.
second place every year I was in it.
I got second. I got second
Rough.
place when I was in it too.
So
Dang, Nancy.
close.
Yeah, that was like one of the defining experiences
That was-
of high
yeah,
school for me. Yeah.
It was interesting. The improv there was almost even more formulaic because people were playing to the rubric so strongly.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it was an interesting experience for sure.
Well, getting in second place that I did when I was in high school. Yeah, Anna too. It actually, I was a little discouraged, and I'm happy that I didn't let that improv flame die in me because I actually after I got tickets to Sherbrooke to go to Improv U. So there's many opportunities.
Improv U's so good.
Right.
Yeah.
And then there's Improv Camp. So there's Improv Camp and Improv U, and those are the ones that do it. Did you go to Improv U?
I did.
Oh,
Yeah. Look
so
at
did
that.
I.
That was so good. I love it.
None of those.
Yeah.
Like so many of my friends went to like improv camp specifically. That was like
Yeah.
the other big kahuna.
Yeah.
Especially because like I think after Nose Bowl they like give out like awards and stuff.
Awards
Yeah,
that
I
are
gotta-
scholarships.
like
to
scholarships,
improv.
yeah.
I gotta stop you yesterday. What is Nose Bowl?
Oh,
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. You realized I didn't explain it. Okay.
No,
so
no, you are.
CIG is the Canadian Improv Games, and that's like
Okay.
the big one because that one's like a national level, and then you do like a regional version of it. And so you have to do 4 events out of 5 options. So then that's like live scene, theme event, which are the mandatory ones, and then you have the option of playing 2 from story, character, and style.
Yeah.
Style's the funnest.
Yeah.
And then the Nose Bowl is essentially just theater sports, but like
It's short form games.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
it's run by Rapid Fire. Like it's not a national competition. It's
Yeah.
their sort of.
a good
High
like
school.
a good adult version of it would be like the Improvaganza Festival, where people come from all over the world and they'll
Oh,
do
yeah.
like theater sports with each other, and then they get judged by like a panel of 3 judges, like right on the spot out of
Yeah.
5. each.
Yeah.
It's all like loose and fun.
Okay.
compared
This
to
is
CIG.
less
Like,
yeah.
it's
serious.
it's
Yeah.
less stressful. It's like the way I was like when I was in high school, when I asked, the way it was described to me is that Nose Bowl is the drunk uncle of the CIG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very true.
That makes sense.
Someone's
that
gotta be
tracks.
it. Yeah, that's really interesting. Just like all the different improv events that are going on locally here and even across Canada. There's always something going
Yeah.
on in the improv world. And speaking of the improv world, here at the UIG, we'll be holding our February show on March 1st. I did say that correctly. It is our February show, and it is on March 1st, and it'll be here on the U of A campus.
The show, just because we're fitting our February show in on March 1st, the title of the show is UIG presents their February show, Not a Leap Year. You're hearing it first on this podcast.
So it would have been in February.
That's true.
If it
See?
was a leap year.
There we go.
Smart.
Look at that.
Question for you guys is, going into this March-February show, do you have any goals for yourself?
I think my goal is to step out of my comfort zone because I fall into that trap a lot of just doing what feels safe, and
Yeah.
I'm excited to push myself a little in this show.
Okay,
Yeah.
good stuff, good stuff.
My goal is just to have so much fun, guys.
Oh, hell
Right.
yeah.
I'm in a really great ensemble
Oh.
with, you and Taylor. I'm really looking forward to it.
We just fist bumped.
Yeah.
For those listening.
I gotta be honest, I've been thinking about the last show we're gonna have next month just because my mom's coming.
Oh, that's exciting.
And I'm trying my hardest to like convince her and like a couple other people to do a thing I want to call mom-alogues. Where we get our moms on stage to do it.
I love
every
it.
so good. So for this show, I just want to have like a
Totally.
really good time. But then
Yeah.
for our last show, because it might be a troupe show, no confirms yet. This is just a podcast. I know nothing. I am just a member. But in the case that it is, I just really want to
Oh my
push
God.
for mom.
I know my mom wouldn't do that, but I want to
My
see
mom would
it
hate
so
it.
badly.
She's like a little Latino woman. Like, and English isn't like her first language,
yeah.
so I would translate for her. She would kill me though.
The angle that I thought you were going to take that is, I don't necessarily have goals for this show, but next show I really want to make my mom proud. That's what I
That
thought you were
too. My
gonna
parents
say.
stopped watching me do improv after high school.
True.
True.
They watched
Yeah.
my first show and they were like, honestly, it's not our style. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
You don't have to come.
Back to what you said, Jackson. You said you're talking about fun.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's important for everybody to remember. That, you know what? We're all a little bit scared up there. But there's no need to stress out because you're in it together. You're in it with a team. So why not take risks? Why not go those crazy places that improv scenes can go?
When the performers are having the most fun. Like, if
Yeah.
the performers are having fun, the audience is just right there with them, and it's just a great positive energy throughout.
That was Tyra Banda's workshop last week, hey?
Look at that.
Fun.
I wish I
It was
could have
about
made it.
risk. And then,
Tyra was our last guest on the show.
yeah,
She is very
our
great.
workshop instructor.
Yeah. Which is also another thing we can mention, that elections are coming up
Oh, yeah.
for the
Yeah.
UIG. So I think it's April 9th that submissions have to be in before. And
March
or
9th.
No, sorry, March.
April
March
9th is
9th,
elections.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
March 9th, and then April 9th it's going down.
Fists are coming out.
Coming out.
Gloves off.
Blood will be drawn.
Ding, ding, ding.
Are any of you guys thinking about running?
It's okay. We don't have to talk about
Information's disclosed.
It's confidential information.
This is very
Keeping it
top
on the DL.
secret.
I just don't want to threaten the competition, you know?
I don't want to open myself up to sabotage.
Right? It's a cutthroat company. It's really not. We're a loving bunch. But you know, being an exec is a big deal. You have a lot of responsibility for the year.
Yeah.
You need to come up with a platform and execute it. Work as a team. It's hard work.
The execs do a lot of really good work, and speaking to them, they have said that it's a great learning experience. And while taking an exec role could absolutely be a really great learning experience, there's a lot of like learning lessons within just doing improv throughout the year. So is there maybe a specific lesson or just a point that stuck with you guys throughout your time doing improv here at the UIG?
Own your mistakes is a big one, and it's something I still struggle with after so many years of doing it, like on other things as well. And like, I don't know, I dance as well, and I'm not the best at it because I only train like 1 hour per week alongside these kids that train like 4 hours a day. And like, they're like, if they mess up, they're so stressed out, and if I do it too, but then I have to remember being like, step back, this is fine, I'm a learning boy.
Yeah, I think that's another thing with improv is that teaches you that it's okay to fail and that the stakes are never really that high. Like there's nothing riding on you messing up in a scene.
Absolutely, yeah, it's definitely a good place to just try things.
Mm-hmm.
Falling upwards.
Falling up
Yeah.
there we go.
until the hosts cut you off.
You're worried of falling, but when you look down, you realize you've just always been in rock bottom, and every time you climb up a little bit, it goes up with you, and you're like, nice.
Do you have any learning points there, Jackson?
Yeah, totally. Just that being a good improviser and being a good teammate are like one and the same.
That's so
That
true.
like just communication and making sure you're making your teammate shine is like super important.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I think, speaking of shining, we're all going to finish our days shining now because that's all the time we have.
Hey, segue.
Good segue. Good
Ooh,
segue.
baby.
Well,
If this podcast isn't about good segues, then I don't know what it's about.
True.
honestly.
This is when you start playing the little doop, right?
Yeah.
The jingle out and
Oh, yeah.
well,
Jingle, that's
let's
what it's
extend a big thank you
I
to
like
our
Doop-a-Doop.
guests.
Ah, thank you
Big
for
thank you to our
having
guests.
us.
We've got Amanda, we've got
Hello.
Jackson,
Hi.
we've got Anna. Anna,
Yup.
we
You guys
really
should be
hope you
saying
make your
goodbye.
mom proud.
I mean, say what you want, but honestly.
Say what you will.
we're never leaving.
There we go. Well, thank you so
Yeah.
much for joining.
You're stuck with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It was a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
it was
Super
great.
fun.
Thanks so much for coming in.
UIG University Improv Group.